session. Begin with the approval of the budget hearing minutes from September 9.
Motion.
Have a motion by Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
By Jeff. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
7-0. You have your budget totals in front of you, and we're on the county budget at this point. To provide a summary, I believe all action items were taken care of at the last meeting. We had nothing pending on the county budget. Read just a couple summaries for you. The potential adopted budget for general fund totals $8,683,606. And then the overall total of all funds in that column is $19,623,396. That's as it stands currently. At this point, I'm going to open the floor to council. Again, this is on the county budget. Are there any amendments presented, any changes requested by council members for action, any action items by council at this time? Make a second call for any amendments. The 2025, I was reading 2025 numbers, wasn't I? Sorry, thank you. Let me read those, reread those. Thank you, Audra. The budget hearing, the total for general is $9,342,022. And the overall total,
17.
$22,424,923.
Thank you.
Thank you, Audra. All right. Still, we're on the second call for amendments. This will be a third call for amendments in today's meeting. With none being heard, we will move to the next item, which I'm going to need to table. We had an error in a publication document on a date. And Judy did check with State Board of Accounts, and we are not eligible to adopt today. Sent you guys a kind of preliminary text on that last night. We thought we might be okay to go ahead and take a motion today. That was gonna be our contingency, but they're telling us that we do need to, you'd have to re-advertise.
They have to, they have to go in and do it, and they need 4 days. So the earliest we could do it is on the 20th
Of October.
of October. It does not have to be 10, because it's been advertised every place, multiple places on the 14th.
We don't have to re-advertise, but DLGF
DLGF
has
needs
a
to put it in.
transparency requirement they have.
Yes, they have to put it on our Form 3, and I can't change it.
So the 20th is actually a commissioners' meeting date. Would you gentlemen be interested in having an 8 a.m. meeting that morning just for the purpose of approval?
I won't be here.
I have.
Fall break?
Yeah, I'm not gone, but we're limited at work, kids and whatnot.
I do think it would be a very quick in and out to, that we can look at another day.
I can make it.
The auditor's office will not be in from 20. Audra and myself will be at Michigan City on a called meeting of the SBOA.
For the rest of that week,
Yep,
but you could do the 20th.
I could do the 20th, yeah. We plan on leaving, it's about 6:30 in the morning on the 21st.
I can do the 20th, but you're gonna have 3 little ones in the room.
That's fine. It's highly encouraged.
They don't get to vote, but
I'm out of town all week. So,
All right,
and
Are
6
you-
can do it.
that's what I was gonna say, 6 can certainly do it. Are you guys No good for you with your work? That's at 5.
What time?
We have to have 4, and then 4 would have to be unanimous. I'm saying doing it at 8 before the commissioners' meeting,
That's what I thought you said.
you know.
8 AM on Monday, the 20th.
Did you get 5?
We have 5. We would still need 4 to vote in favor to pass it. It's still a majority of the council that has to vote in favor, not just a majority of the present, so. But that's okay, that's still passing. Unless you want to move it later, Judy.
It could be, it has to be before, I was wrong on the 10th. They have advertised that on the 10th, but that was in error on their part. It is November 3rd that everything has to be done by, so it would have to be done on the 27th. You know, or sometime between then and, because it'll take a while to upload it.
So our options are really the 20th or the 27th, is what you're saying.
Would be better, but was encouraged by DLJ.
I could do 27th. That worked for me and everybody else. but-
And it wouldn't necessarily have to be a morning meeting, we can meet any time. Just soon get it out of the way. But you can do 20th also?
Either one, yeah. 27th might be better for me, but, yeah, whatever.
Just soon get it done. I
I
think-
think let's get it done, or
Yeah.
let's try to get it done.
Yeah, whatever works.
Let's set it for October 20 at 8 AM before the commissioners meeting.
Okay.
All right. I don't know that we need a motion to table, actually, because we didn't have, it's technically not able to be considered, so it'll be up for, set the meeting for that day. All right, we can move forward on the binding budgets.
And he said we have to.
Yes, it's time. So those are okay, and we can move ahead with those items today. So, first up is, Patoka Township Fire. You guys are welcome to come up. I know we've got one piece of business we need to discuss. Well, we left the bookkeeper's or the administrator's salary request was led to a table at the last meeting, and I know Ed, you and Angie, the board has provided a document to us on showing the time and expense for level of work, I should say, for, we've received that. So I'll open the floor to you guys for anything you want to say, and then we'll go back to council for any back and forth questions.
She made up a job role. Those of you who didn't get a paper when you should have got it on the computer, so that's pretty well explained what her job duties are, what she does. It also gives her a rationale for her compensation estimate. Which I know what she does, and to me, it's completely fair. If any other departments are low, bring them up to what ours is, and everybody will be happy.
And your letter reflects a different request than what you had last month.
Yes.
Because you had come in, you had said 10 last month, and this is now at an 8280, correct?
We discussed and decided that we probably have to make it more favorable, way easier to swallow.
Council, you have any questions or the district. Y'all talk at once.
On the work hours per month, it says it ranges from 2 to 25, but then an estimated, then the next line, an estimated of 23 hours per month. So that's, is it 23 hours per month, and maybe there's only 1 month where you spend 2? Is there 1 month where there's just nothing going on?
The majority of, like this month, I probably have, just because of all the extras that I've had to deal with, probably I'm halfway there already this month. But 23 is probably a good average of what I spend a month, you know. And I do take care of a lot of the fire department's issues as well. Whenever they're purchasing a new truck, getting insurance, getting, you know, whatever they need on that. Workman's comp. Just this month, we had a workman's comp claim that I had to take care of, you know, that all takes on. And, you know, I'm sitting at my kids' volleyball fence or whatever, taking care of emails, you know, I'm always on call for them. And then they, you know, I spend a lot of hours at it, so. That was just, you know, a good rough estimate. Some months I spend a lot more than that, especially when I'm going through a state audit. And what they charge us to go through an audit is ridiculous, but, you know, I feel like I do more of the work than they do, you know, providing all the documentations and everything. You know, budgets, takes a lot of time, your reports take more hours, so, I feel like 23 is a good average for me. Some months more, some months less, but just depends on what's going on, and you never know. This year's been a busy year, so.
We went through a state audit last year, it was no problems, didn't find anything.
I guess my initial question is, why the sudden increase and dramatic increase is my question. Like, what's changed year over year to still more than double what the compensation is for this position?
She's been underpaid ever since she's been on the department. I just think if you're on the fiscal director, I think it's just time that she caught up. And, you know, the fiscal officer do a lot more work than what a person thinks they do behind the scenes.
I don't doubt that, I don't doubt that she puts in a lot of work. We all, generally speaking, everybody in this room is a servant's heart and works for many different organizations. And so I think we all understand that. I think the sticker shock is that all of a sudden, this large amount is my initial feeling. That's my opinion. You guys have anything else?
I was on Gateway, the compensation portion on Gateway a couple times recently, and I looked back to like 2012 maybe. I think it was a different person then, but it was like $2,000 at that time. But now, the last several years, I don't see anything. Is it reported someplace else? I don't see any. It just says, it's just blank. It's not, there's nothing there for the last 5 or 6 years. I should have written that down, but for that position. Yeah, because all the other districts are and different things like that. So I don't know, I didn't.
The difference is North Patoga and South Patoga got combined.
Uh-huh.
And so therefore, everything went up. Her insurances, she had to cover more stations, more trucks, everything. That's the biggest reason. And I'm not sure how many firefighters they got on board, but
Well,
yeah.
right, oh, yeah, I understand that. My point was that I just couldn't see, I was looking to see a progression, what the wages had been. And like I said, go back to about 2012 or 14, there's I think it's $2,000. It was somebody different. I don't remember the name. But
My answer to that is, her compensation should have been higher than that at that time.
yeah,
You know, good for her for working for that, but I
Right.
put in a lot of hours.
Right. Well, I understand that.
You know, and I don't even live in the district, you know,
Right.
I'm doing it out of the, you know,
Yeah.
just my heart, just like what you all are doing, I mean,
Yeah.
it's your heart.
yeah,
I
I was just trying to establish some kind of a line of, what it says Patoka Fire District. Is that still what it is? Is that still what it's classified as?
Patoka Township Fire District.
Right,
yes.
yeah. So that's why I was looking to see if I could see what the rate had been over the years. I didn't,
And I report everything,
Mm-hmm.
but
I just didn't know if I wasn't looking in the right place, but it didn't, just like it stopped at a certain point, so.
I have no idea. I don't have an answer for you on that.
Part of it is because there were different trustees on board back then. And they took every penny they could and squeezed it till the blood ran out of them and squealed.
Yeah.
They could get by as cheap as they could paying a financial officer. They did, but I just felt like it was time for her to have an increase.
I just thought there should have been something showed up there just to establish a
But I think that's part of the.
timeline of some sort, yeah.
All right. Any other comments or questions?
John, I'd like to throw 8 out there. 8. We're talking numbers yet.
What do you mean throw? Are you making a motion?
Motion
Making a motion to set
at 8.
set it at 8,000?
If she puts in 23 hours per month, that's about $29 an hour. 8 would be, unless I'm doing it wrong.
Well, first of all, we've got a motion on the floor. So is there a second to Max's motion to set the line item for, what's your correct title?
What's my
Your
last
title?
fiscal officer?
Fiscal officer. To set the fiscal officer salary at 8,000. Is there a second to the motion? I'm gonna call a second time. Is there a second for the motion at 8,000? Okay, this is gonna be a final call for Max's motion, or the motion will die for lack of a second. Okay, that motion is off the table. Brandy, did you want to continue your conversation?
No, I was just trying to run math. We look at clerks and deputies in the office are in the courthouse are in a $19, $20 range per hour. Not that this is a per hour job. Just trying to get some common number to look at.
Administratively, as it stands right now, the budget is written at a $10,000 level. So, moving forward, we need to either adopt the budget as presented, or there has to be an amendment to the motion. If we fail to adopt the budget, it stands at last year's levels on all things, not just this. So, floor remains open for discussion. Is there a motion to adopt a budget, or is there a motion to make an amendment?
I would be willing to that position, is there required office time, or it gets to be done on your time?
Well, I mean, maybe.
You get to choose when you do what, is what I'm saying. Is there anything that pins you down that you must, other than occasional meetings?
Right.
Is there, and obviously business hours for insurance companies and stuff like that, but you get to, as long as you're meeting deadlines, you get to move it to do whenever you want.
Yeah, if I want to work at 10 o'clock at night, I can. If I want to work Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, I can.
Right. I would be, I'd be more prone to Randy's figures as far as if we were looking at a raise or something. Looking at something more equivalent to the courthouse, they're pinned. They've got to be in here, in this building. It's more flexible, so it's nice in that respect. It allows you to do it when you can. Yeah, sometimes you have to do it at a volleyball game or whatever. It happens, but it has a lot of flexibility that you use the word part-time job somewhere else doesn't have necessarily.
Ed, Angie, I think we're really slipping through a slope when we just drastically change something, and I'm sure Angie's great, got no question about that. But to treat that position different than everybody else, we're gonna have to come back and we're just changing everything. And I will make a motion that we stay with the 25 wage and the increase that everybody else is getting, which is what, 3%?
We approved a 3% for, yes, that was the standard on county employees.
And Angie, I just, to me, that's what's fair to everybody.
Is there a second to Randy's motion?
Second.
So yours is 4,900 plus a 3%.
Correct.
And you seconded, Jeff?
Yes.
For discussion, I want to point out, there's a difference in process here. Counties are completely immersed in this, and you guys are too. The county and staff, with Judy's office and others, are completely immersed in this from June till now. And we meet with them multiple times. And if they are proposing some kind of structural change in a salary, that process starts much earlier. I think a problem with this particular ask is that we were not aware really until after things were advertised. So even if we want to encourage change with the other fire district, they're locked in already because of their advertisement. Now, that's not saying that they can't, either one of them can't do an additional appropriation request, to make a change for that. But I just wanted to point that out. I think that's part of the problem here is the fact that these binding budgets, we're accountable for them, but they don't necessarily go through the same process and the same education piece that all the regular county departments go through.
Could we, going forward, could we look, since this is kind of a time-sensitive issue here, could we, for the future, could we look at at this position and similar positions and, do a little bit of and try to be fair, we're not,
Again, the issue is the governance, because they're
Right.
accountable to a
Yeah.
board of trustees that are appointed by the commissioners.
yeah, yeah, right. We've got
So-
other positions like that. Maybe we need to look at,
It's like solid waste, they have their own board,
Right,
they have these own.
yeah, on a broader scale, need
So
to
they're
look at
not-
some of these things and see
They're accountable
what.
to us for the budget adoption, but they're not really accountable to the commissioners for operations, or, I mean, I guess commissioners have appointments, you know, they're the ones who appoint.
So maybe there are other things we need to look at as well, other positions that need to be looked at and, find a fair,
Yeah, and I would definitely argue that
Yeah.
what you're seeing right now is the position underpaid? Yeah, it might be. That means Robbins is definitely underpaid.
right, so.
And just different, and I realize, like you said, there's apples and oranges between, not everything's the same between the two districts.
Right,
But I'm definitely, there is an equity issue that I think we have to consider.
right, yeah.
So we have a motion, we have a second, we're still open for discussion.
Biggest thing that I would say is that with this large of an increase, it probably would have been better procedure to bring it to our attention earlier and give us more time to think about it, and look at it in order for us to consider large increases, like we're attempting to get, would be, so that way we have more, able to obtain more assets, to make our decisions. Is what I would advise.
Any other discussion on the motion? The 2025 amount is 4,900. Is that correct?
And take it up to 5,047.
5,047,
I just did the math.
5047, right? That's what you said.
So the motion is to move the fiscal officer line item to 5,047. Motion's been made and seconded. This is the last call for discussion. All in favor of the motion to amend? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 2? Okay. So the vote is 5-2. The line item stands amended. One thing I would point out, so you had an overall 4% rate of growth quotient. You've assigned most of that to this line item. Is there a place that we would want to increase the budget in the other line items, if we're not increasing it in this line item, to keep them, make sure you get all of the money from your tax draw, otherwise you would be around $5,000 short of what your tax draw would be. And then if we would get to a point, or you get to a point, or coordinate with the other district to get to a point where we make some kind of mid-year change collectively, then you'd have a place to pull it from. You see what I'm saying? Because right now, if we just cut this, it's cut, it's gone, and you don't get your full levy. So I think we put it in another line item, the fire department support or wherever, to have those dollars, so you still get your tax draw and you still get that revenue.
Would that be something that would need to be voted on with the board, the trustees?
Well, we can, I think by us being binding, we can make that motion and put it somewhere.
I mean, I don't know that I have a say in it, but I
I understand what you're saying.
I think we need to put it in a basic fund, so then those issues could.
I think you just drop it on down into equipment. Go on.
And then it could always be moved someplace else if they needed it, you know, for tech or
That-
whatever.
That would be $4,953 added to that.
Weren't you just a touch over the 4%?
Yeah. Yeah, you wanted me to, decrease it to $55.
Yeah, so I think just make a motion to say it's the balance of the difference between this term and the rate of growth, and then we can figure out what that exactly is for 20. We can figure it, I guess. What I'm saying is if, you know, obviously this is a once-a-year exercise with, when you're setting the budget, right? That doesn't mean you can't adjust a budget mid-year. So I guess what I'm saying is if there's some level of coordination to where we would address this with both districts and make a more, a different change, you know, mid-year at some point, which technically can be done. I'm just saying you got a place to maybe pull that money from. So I know it's a lot to do to make that happen. So I don't want to see you lose money from your tax bill.
I would make a motion to put 4,900, add 4,900 to equipment, and that's within $20 of the growth quotient.
I'll second
We're
that.
splitting hairs on.
Okay. Motion by Greg to add $4,900 to the equipment line item. And Jeff second.
Yeah, second.
Any discussion on that motion? Motion made and seconded. All in favor of the addition to the equipment line item?
Aye.
Opposed? Travis, were you in favor? Okay. So that's 7-0 to add that there.
So change to 5,047 for the fiscal officer, and then 4,900 to the equipment, is that correct?
Adding that to the equipment.
I think that-
Keep our budget within,
He said it was within $20 of the,
It should be just barely under the 104%.
so do I need to get with like Robert to check that $20, or?
I think you just changed the budget as it's adopted.
I have to change it as adopted. Robert, he told me to get it in today. So I think he and I can do that, since I'm the one that has to submit your budget. So
Well, if there's anything I need to do, let me know.
I'm going to be within cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
I just
Thank
didn't
you.
want this, I realize we've got multiple moving parts here. I just didn't want to see you lose any
So what does
total
that,
tax money.
what does that make the total equipment line, Greg?
10,400,
10,400?
I think.
Is there a motion to approve the budget as amended?
Make a motion.
Second.
Made by Eric, seconded by Jeff. Any final discussion? All in favor of the Patoka Township budget as edited? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. All right. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
To bring a budget proposal to your meeting in May. Oh, that way, if there's big changes, it can be talked about then, and
Well,
I need to work which way to go.
yeah, I think it's a learning, I think we've learned something from this, and that there's a flaw in that process we have now. So I think as part, you know, we always send memos out to our department heads on, you know, yourself as EMS director, you get one of those, right? So on what to do to prep.
Or you can even assign them a liaison. And it can be the same person for both districts.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And they could come to the budget workshop. They-
Yeah,
they-
if it's,
they-
especially if it's something that's going on.
Why can't you guys treat them as Jefferson and us as Petrolia? If they don't get what we got, you guys all take care of them real well. That's happened before in the past, when I had a pension plan brought up, it got thrown out because you said a bonding scheme, a pyramid scheme, and Jefferson wasn't involved in it. That's why it got thrown out. And I'm just glad I'm out of here in December. I may quit before that, because we just got a chance with two of them. I feel sorry for the next guy that takes his job. There's always a battle up here, always. Sad.
Next is Jefferson Marion Fire.
The only thing I have to say is, we absorb Marion Township, so we are Jefferson area. We are on the same level as Dakota District Two. I feel like we've been a little more active, we have a lot more individuals that we have to incur, so we're on the same level. As far as my duties are the same as hers. There's 4 times a year where I may be a little busier than others. And during the audit year, I absorb. If anything, I would like to see my salary raised. I would also like to see my fire protection raised or my equipment. That's all I have to say.
About how many hours a month do you work, average?
It's hard to say because I may start something and put it aside. I've been doing it a lot longer than her. I know at one time our wages were frozen. We couldn't change our budgets or anything. I've tried to stay within the 3% that I'm allocated. I could have went up to 4%, compared to the county. It's not that I feel like I'm entitled to anything, I'm not. I'm here to help our districts. Our boys work very hard on fundraisers. They do a lot of stuff on their own. I don't see where there's a difference. I really don't.
No, I don't, other than him at work, I don't know any of us that have hourly positions.
Yes.
And you just do what it takes. Sometimes it's more and sometimes it's less.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, so mine's pretty well structured where I can just sit down and I can do it. I may spend 5 hours, I may spend 10. I say between 15 and 20, but that's it's spread out. Every month I have to go in and do the gateway, where we have to send our budget, our minutes, and our financial reports. That takes me about an hour and a half. Like I said, our meetings are met 4 times a year, if not more. If we need to have more, we will.
Well, you made a comment, Robin, and we consciously changed some of the income tax distributions to where the fire districts were getting some of that money to increase their revenues. At the end of the day, my concern is I want as many dollars going to that fire department as possible for training, for adequate equipment, and adequate knowledge so that they can do their job and it not be spent as little as possible on administration. And to me, that's important. And you hit on that just a minute ago. And I'm glad you did. I just wanted to say my piece.
But you know that, like I said, the fire department we have, they work really hard keeping their equipment, keeping the building, and their runs going. It's not all, we don't get a lot of money per se, we just make money to do it.
And our chief isn't paid, our board members aren't paid.
No, our board members are not paid.
Mhm.
They've all waived their wages, goes straight toward the fire district.
I personally don't like that. I think they should have a pay. And then if they want to donate it back, they should.
Yes.
But I think it's a little odd to, they should that should be, I think that should be a personal decision if they want to donate it back. I think it would be, I think it should be paid myself.
Well, and they all have meeting ballots. And part of that has to do with, if they make over so much money, then I would have to do a 1099 on making them that. And then they donate it back to the fire district for fire protection.
It's changed somehow, and it had the 1099 filing amount went up.
No, it's 600 or more.
Still 6.
But my understanding is when we went through our training, that if we did pay them something, we would have to take out taxes.
If they're an employee.
Will, today we have to approve the budget. And as it stands, there are no pending amendments to your budget as presented. But I stand by what I said at the previous meeting. I think you probably are underpaid for, nobody's ever asked because you never knew it was.
I pretty much knew it was there.
Yeah.
It's just I kept asking for more from the fire district, for fire protection.
All right. Is there any, I don't think there's any motion, the floor is open for a motion for any amendments or to approve the district's.
Make a motion to approve.
Smith moves approval. Is there a second? Harding seconds. All, any final discussion? All in favor?
Aye. You made the motion? Who seconded it?
I did.
Jeff, okay.
Motion stands adopted. For you, Thank you. 6-0, Travis abstains. Solid Waste District is up next. Again, don't think there's any questions here.
We just have to verify the wage.
Which we took action on the solid waste wage at the end of our last meeting at the 3% raise. So is there a motion to approve the solid waste district budget? Travis moves, Max seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 7-0.
Who made the motion?
Travis made the motion, Max second. All right. So on cleanup and signatures, you have signature pages for the
All
binding
of them.
budgets. We can go ahead and sign the Patoka signature page and you will make the
That's
edits.
my hope.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have to have all 7 signatures on the final budget?
No,
Okay. Because if I'm not here to place a vote,
Correct, it would just be
it should be 6.
potentially 5. If Travis can't make it either.
Oh, okay.
So,
Hey, it says doing it by phone's still legal, ain't it?
I don't think so. I
Can't.
mean, we're not set up for it if there is a way.
no, they won't allow it, because I ask, and ask, and ask.
I think there is I think there's a loophole that lets you, but it's a big loophole that we're not. But, all right. Anything else, Judy?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. She does have signature pages over here. Motion to adjourn, please. Jeff moves, second by Eric, all in favor?
Aye.
Let's do it. We offline, Reed?